regressed to an alarming level of self-righteousness. It not only makes you look hypocritical and untrustworthy, it makes you look what I know you are not, which is flat out stupid.
The media isn't going to agree with you, and a lot of people are going to throw stones at you and destroy your character. So you have to sit down and truly decide, how far am I going to take this? And you may have to make a decision on retiring from the NBA.
Of the freedom of speech,
The other side of the non-disclosure agreements, the agreements.
Mill, his accountability, want to be accountable for this. So we'll get to that at the end, but let's start this thing off, man, with your boy Stephen A. Smith. What the hell did he do now?
Stephen A. Smith was on First Take, his show. You know what I mean? The People's Show, First Take, and he was talking about Kyrie Irving. Now, we know Kyrie Irving is taking a stand against the vaccination. The New Jersey, or the Brooklyn Nets now, have also taken a stand and have, I don't want to say suspended him, but put him on a leave without pay until he either gets the vaccination or doesn't.
Right.
They were talking about trades and various things like that. But as it stands right now, Kyrie Irving is currently with the Brooklyn Nets and says that he's doing this for the voiceless. He's a voice for the voiceless. So Stephen A. did not like that quote in particular, and he sounded off on it. Here we go.
Stephen A., should our position on Kyrie change?
Yes, it should change in regards to Kyrie. It should be even worse than we originally imagined. I have to be, and I try to be, incredibly careful, fellas, in terms of, I try to focus on what you do, not who you are. People make mistakes. None of us are flawless. All of us have made mistakes. We'll continue to make mistakes. None of us are perfect. We get all of that. But I've been covering the NBA now for almost 25 years. I mean, this is some of the stupidest nonsense I've ever seen. Just flat out stupid. So let me get this straight. So if the reports are true, because we don't know whether they are or not, okay? But let's give credit to Sham and others who have reported this. It is what it is. Let's go with that, okay? If it is true, Jay, if it is true, Marcus, so you don't have a problem with taking the vaccine, your position is that you're going to sit up there and compromise the championship aspirations of an organization you signed on to represent. You coached Kevin Durant in the signing on to represent. You played the role in coaxing James Harden into signing on to represent. You're going to compromise all of that because you want to give a voice to the voiceless. Really? And how is that going to work out for you, Kyrie Irving? You're going to disappear from the game of basketball? Who the hell is going to be interested in what you have to say when you have proven that you can't even be trusted enough to do your damn job? A job you volunteered for. This ain't the military where you were drafted. You chose to play basketball. You chose to enter the NBA. You chose to sign that contract as a free agent to go to the Brooklyn Nets. You chose Brooklyn as your destination. You chose the Nets franchise to represent. You asked KD and James Harden to come on board with you in Brooklyn to establish your own legacy, and then you leave them hanging. Because of what exactly? Your own individual principle? I am not calling Kyrie Irving stupid. Kyrie Irving, I happen to believe, is an intelligent brother whose heart is in the right place. But now you've regressed to an alarming level of self-righteousness. It not only makes you look hypocritical and untrustworthy, it makes you look what I know you are not, which is flat out stupid.
Oh, God, your thoughts?
Man, it's crazy, man. I don't like the fact that, that his character is being attacked for making the decision. Now, I could see both sides, of the aisle with the whole vaccine thing. Some people, don't want to get it simply because of the history of this country doing experiments on people, things like that. I understand. I see both sides of the aisle with this. And I think if somebody doesn't want to get it, they shouldn't be belittled. But at the end of the day, though, what's real about the situation is that they have rules. If you don't want to follow those rules, you got to go, brother. And when I mean you got to go, it's like it's not going to work out. They're not going to bend their rules for Kyrie. It's either you're going to follow the rules or they got to trade you. You got to quit. You know what I mean? Now, being a voice for the voiceless, that's cool and all. I understand that at the end of the day. But let's go to the other side of the aisle and let's look at the whole vaccine thing. Like I said, 100% understand people who are skeptics. If you a skeptic of it, I'm not going to be shitting on you saying this, that, and the third, and you're stupid. None of that. But if you go to the other side of the aisle, we've been getting vaccine. We all been vaccinated for certain things now, and we've been, protected thus far. But when you go and talk about how new this vaccine is and how, least studied it was, I can understand the skepticism. But I actually did a little research into the vaccine myself because I wanted to kind of get into it and just to see, like, are you putting the virus in you? Like, is it like the flu thing? And what I came up with is that is pretty much the vaccine is pretty much being made to help you, fight off, not stop you from getting it, but if you do get it in the event, to fight it off better. Now you also have the other side, and I'm no doctor, nothing like that, but you have the other side, which is called, immunity, natural immunity. If you actually get the virus one time and you make it through it, then the next time you get it, your body will be used to it, and it'll be easier, for you to fight it off. So it's one of those things where you kind of gotta juggle it and say, okay, I don't, either I want to get it or I don't want to get it. To me, it comes down to your health, weight, pre-existing conditions. You may be more prone to go ahead and grab it, but somebody who's eating healthy, they got no ailments, then you might be like, okay, I don't really gotta mess with it. Either way, I'm not here to shit on nobody if they don't want to make that choice. But that's what I came up with, though.
Oh, I'm gonna look at it on a different side, and it has nothing to do with information. It has nothing to do with whether or not you want to take it or not. That is your choice on whether you want to do what you want to do with your body, and no one's here is debating that at all. What I don't like is the fact that because he decides to make a choice and decide to make a choice in the state of New York, right, now all of a sudden he's demonized because of that choice. And when you look at Stephen A's explanation on why he's stupid, he brought up the military, which automatically made me think of Muhammad Ali. We all know what Muhammad Ali went through back in the 60s, where he refused to go into the military based off his religious beliefs. Right. And at the time, we seen countless people in the media and people around the world demonize that man, call him disgusting, call him all this, and now he's martyred as one of the greatest people of all time by the same people that called him shit, right? Now, I'm not calling Kyrie Irving Muhammad Ali by any stretch of the imagination, but what I am saying is the brother's taking a stand on something he believes in. And I think that if he genuinely believes in it, we don't know about the reports that Stephen A spoke about or anything that's going on. And throughout Kyrie's career, he has been known to be very little kind of flighty with feelings and inconsistent with certain things. I've given criticism when it comes to his basketball career. When it stands on this, I do not like the fact that a Stephen A. Smith, being the voice that he is, going on here and calling this man stupid because he decides to stand on his morals. If he does not want to play ball, retire. Take it all the way there, Kyrie. If you really gonna stand on this for real, take it all the way there, and then take your mantle or take your place as you see it, as you evolve in your life, if basketball isn't that important to you. If it is, then try to seek a trade and try to seek this and try to seek that. I don't know what level he's trying to go to, but you obviously see the media isn't going to agree with you, and a lot of people are going to throw stones at you and destroy your character. So you have to sit down and truly decide, how far am I going to take this? And you may have to make a decision on retiring from the NBA, because you may have to go there. They're not letting up on this, and it seems like in the NBA in particular, they aren't playing with those players, very ironically so. They're making them get it in certain states. If not, you see what happens. Kyrie's one of the greatest players in the world. Now, real quick, oh God, what I did not like is Stephen A. Smith talking about fuck a championship. Fuck a championship. If you truly don't care, if you care about your body and you stand on your morals, the last thing he's thinking about is a championship. That was some old ball shit, and I really didn't like that from Stephen A. But that's all I got.
Yeah, even Stephen A. sometimes when he comes off like on that corporate type level, like you better not do this because, and everybody don't feel that vibe. But my question to you would be, where do you see this thing? How do you see this thing ending? Because like you say, you don't think that the New York, the organization, is going to budge at all. Kyrie probably won't budge. So what happens? You see him getting traded? You see him return? What do you think?
I'm gonna take it there. I'm gonna take it here. Oh God, it's the same. You asked me this question years ago when it came to Colin Kaepernick.
Oh yeah.
And if he doesn't retire, if he does not take it all the way, if he decides to get the vaccination, and if he decides to get it on his own accord, by all means, go ahead and do it. You have the right to change your mind. If you do it because you're pressured to play basketball, and you're doing it for a check after taking it to this level, I think that you did all this shit for no reason. You're all in or you're all out at this point, brother. And I think if you did decide to say, you know what, I'm going to hang up the basketball sneakers, I don't need this in my life, there's a bigger calling in my life, I think people would definitely support you, and you'd be financially stable for the rest of your life as well as beloved for the rest of your life when all of the smoke was cleared. Where I see it ending, oh God, is I see this brother taking it there. I see him retiring. I could be tripping, but I see him retiring. I don't see him playing another game of basketball if they're forcing him to do something he doesn't want to do.
I think he's losing like 300 racks a game or something like that.
It's a lot of bread, bro.
Whew. But again, I mean, if somebody feels strong about something, I don't feel like anything should be forced. Anybody. Like when you really sit back and think about it, like forcing something on somebody, I just can't find it. Just cool with me, man. At all. I just can't, man.
You think about it. Two of our greatest NBA players of all time that we both love. Magic Johnson played with AIDS, knowingly played with AIDS. Michael Jordan, one of the greatest players of all time, and one of the greatest games of all time, played with the flu, knowingly. Well, they said he had the flu. He ended up having food poisoning or something like that, but he thought he had the flu.
Right.
Two very nasty diseases that could be spread easily on the basketball court, and they on him about, I don't know. It's interesting.
Yeah, definitely, man.
Hip hop, hip hop, hip hop, hip
Bars is back.
hip hop,
Sam
hip
Ant.
hop,
Oh God. What's
hip
up with you?
hop.
I done watched them niggas do interview after interview. They not culture vultures. The culture something they been into. So if you never gave them a view, I recommend you do. Cause when they question guests, they message is not subliminal. It don't matter if you a rookie.